good? Whenever?
What is it? Bloody Karma 35?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You good? Whenever? Alright, cool. So, oh shit, I forgot something. Um, I forgot the fucking title. Give me a sec. No More Comedy Podcast. We're number 6. Okay, so we are good to go. So just first want to kind of apologize for last week. That what's my call it? There was some stuff that came up, and we decided to skip a week. And I don't have Twitter or any feed or Discord set up for my Twitch account. So yeah, couldn't actually. Whoa, what happened? Couldn't actually get the news out. Anyway,
That would be a good idea to make a separate Node War or Discord for that. That way, if
yeah,
there are any viewers, they can just take the link and hop over and ask questions for the next time. So then you
that's
have your
true. That's
questions.
true. Cause like I know like a lot of streamer have their own like what's my call
Discord.
it Discord, and so this way for communicating with their viewers or whenever they're gonna be late and shit like that. It'd be nice. Anyway, so let's get things started. My name is Bloody Karma from Endgame.
I'm Benjamin from Endgame.
Yeah. So today's no war video or commentary podcast, I should say, is gonna be slightly different than usual. We're just gonna let the clip run. From our no war yesterday, and while we are gonna talk about, I guess, some knowledge, not knowledge, but like some stuff that we would like to cover and hopefully be helpful for people, the girls that are just starting to get into nowhere. Because what we realize is um, that a lot of people, there's very limited information out there for nowhere. So in strats or even like anything that's remotely related, somehow everyone keep their stuff secret for some random reason. Now, anyway, so let's start with what was your first Node War like, Ben?
Okay, so my first Node War ever, that was in final, I believe.
Really?
No, no,
It was in
no, no,
final?
no. It was in a guild before that. And that guild was called, I think, Normal.
Normal?
And that guild was, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even think
This
they're
is
around
pre-merge,
anymore.
right?
We never merged with Final. I actually met Sext at Pirates
Mm-hmm.
and was wanting to get into a larger guild.
Yeah, yeah.
And Final was one of the largest guilds at the time. Well,
Oh,
not the
I'm talking about
largest,
server
but
merge, not the Gal merge. The server
pre-server
merge.
merge. Yeah, 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 yeah. That
Uh,
was that was that was post-server merge, I believe. So that guild that I was in at the time probably died, but I was like level 57, dude. Musa, Duo Gruntle, like I
mm-hmm.
really didn't know what was going on. But I had a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
mean, just listening to the calls, fighting. I don't think we won, but it was a pretty fun experience, to be
What
honest.
who do you remember how what was do you remember any detail of that nowhere, I guess?
Do I remember any details?
Yeah, anything on that your first nowhere, or did you just go in and repeatedly died?
Pretty much. I mean, I remember feeling very, very squishy. Even though I was on T1s, I
Mm-hmm.
remember feeling very, very squishy.
I got you.
And
Okay.
I mean, at that point, I didn't really know how to rotate supers and forward blocks, so
You
it's
were Musa
understandable.
still at the time, yeah, as well, right? You
Yep.
never changed class.
Nope.
Even right now? Huh? Oh shit.
Debatable.
Like goat. Thanks for the host, by the way. Anyway, so sorry to interrupt, Ben. So are you ever gonna? Okay, so for those of you guys don't know, um, Musa currently is at a very bad state. So-called, I guess, like the not weakest, but the most underpowered class in game right now.
It's
Um,
it's one of them. It's one of
one
them.
of them. Okay. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I believe Ranger is definitely on the same level in terms of underpowered. It's the
Ranger
class you
has
have
a
to play it
grab
very
though. Come on.
specifically. Yeah, it has grab. It has grab, but their combo, the fact that you have to do regeneration down smash to kill anybody, that's a long combo.
Yeah, that's true.
While while Meiwa, their down smash is super armor and forward block.
Hmm.
When they do spirit shackles and regen, there's no full forward block on it, so he's just very squishy,
Yeah, yeah.
and it is high damage though.
Yeah, like ranger single target. I don't know, like a
Hmm.
gear ranger. I'm actually would be scared of, but gear Musa, I'm just like whatever. I'm dead. Like no grab,
Yeah, I
field
mean
day for
it's
me.
like when they hit 250 AP, then they're scary.
Yeah. So what was it? My first no war personally was a T1, and at the time,
Nagas.
yeah, man, yeah, I was at Nagas. Like it was a snipe note. So for those of you guys don't know, snipe note is essentially you drop down the fort and no other structures. And then hopefully you get lucky. You get someone that your gal can fight. Sometimes it could go horribly wrong because end up having like seven gals appear at the last minute or whatever. So anyway, to save money, usually you don't drop structures. A lot of gals don't drop structures when they're doing snipe notes. But then there are gals out there that actually drop structures. Like so, when I talk about structures, it's kind of like defense towers. So, for example, flame tower, siege, etc. Anyway, so back then it was a snipe tower, and versus I actually don't remember. It was two guilds, and basically we tried to 2v1 them, and actually give me and we tried to 2v1 them, and then what the fuck is my shit messed up? Anyway, tried to 2v1 them, and it didn't. It wouldn't go. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I'm just fixing my Discord stuff. Anyway,
Mhm.
so neither of us, we took out the first girl, and then we were 1v1ing. The other girl had, I think, a very strong wizard and a warrior. And while our girl was, we have some people with gears, so they couldn't down us, we couldn't down them. And end up, that was the first time that we got exposed to, oh, you can do final war and transfer kind of like gel funds within each other. So they offer us 100 mil to give them a note, which we did. But that no war was literally an hour and 50 minutes. The last 10 minute, they finally gave in and said, "We'll offer you guys 100 mil, and if you just give us a note." And I remember the whole structure that we basically clutch built one flame tower, one single flame tower the whole time. Like it was, and I just remember being getting my ass raped by this one wizard and a warrior. Like AOE comes down, and then a bunch of people died, and me being one of them. Um, anyway, but that was not a reason I roll wizard because I was being a wizard. But it was nice to see what it will be like once I'm geared. So that was a nice, I guess, eye opener. So I guess that's our first no war experience. So, what do you think, Ben? Where do you think we should start in terms of like giving Steam Gale or Noteware Gale tips?
I
So
mean, I
you,
guess we did mention in the past was role, but let's start with placement, and let's say budget. Let's start with budget.
budget?
Um,
Okay, yeah, okay, go for it.
since you mentioned before that the way that snipe nodes work,
Mhm.
that's a great place to start because snipe nodes are a good way to start
Mhm.
when you need money. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
So the way snipe nodes work is generally going to be T1 as a rule of thumb because sniping a T2 and a T3 is virtually impossible because they are more highly contested. And if somebody, let's say at T2, T1 strength is going to see that, they're gonna drop, no matter what. So
Yeah.
you should start T1s, probably in the less contested regions. Those being, would you say, Calpheon, Medea?
Actually,
Those would be high
no.
priority.
So I personally I favor because okay. So what happened is when people are doing snipe when generally when players are mostly a worker, a lot of people more grind monkeys like me or more casual, non life skill focused people, they have their workers start out in Hideout because Hideout and Balanos are the two. Hideout is more very central. Balanos is a starting out area. A lot of workers, end up, you know, start like people start stacking workers in those two towns, and then Caltheon. What happened is, um, people that have more experience with life skills, they start doing crates. So a lot of workers start, people in will have a lot of workers in Caltheon. So generally, these three cities, what happened is, if you build in Caltheon and Serendia, it's very easy accessible. It's very fast to go up. Building a base is very fast to finish. So those are the two areas I personally try to avoid. And I personally like Balanos when I was doing Snipe No back in the day, because I really like Balanos has the lowest reward if you win the node. So and it's decently fast to build, and terrain is very flat. So it's very, I should say, new player friendly. Um, what about you, Ben?
I mean, that's a good indication. Like,
Whoa, what?
like it's the fact is that since it's one of the lower like tax tiers, you're not going to be able to, or you're going to be more likely to have a snipe. So even then, even if you're not going to budget, you could still just put in the old watch and old flame tower. Like we won one of our node wars that way. Like our very first node war that we won in endgame was with old watch and old flame
The
tower.
fuck? How?
Yeah, I mean,
No, no. My
crazy,
my
right?
question is how. Wait, wait. Okay, how much is Old Watcher?
It's like 200K, 300K. I mean, it's yeah, it's like normally they're like 5 mil, right? Or
Yeah,
well, Supply Depot is like 4 mil, but
yeah,
they're
yeah.
not, they're not, they're not even close to like the actual price of how they are.
Okay,
Isn't
so
that funny?
yeah, like did you? So you, the first no war that in game ever won was a snipe and with a flame, a watcher and an old flame tower,
No, it wasn't a snipe. We came there intending to win, right? But we
with an
didn't
old
have the
watcher and an
guild
old flame
funds.
tower.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was a brand new guild.
yeah.
We got it gifted to us that had you know, like some combat skills.
Mhm.
I mean, we just didn't want to start from zero because we all came from other guilds, and we're like, yeah, that's eights. Like, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, we got that, and then it just didn't have any guild funds because they drained it before they left. So we focused on just like trying to go there. Old Huacho, Old Flame Tower, and Satsuki and Aqua had both gone out to hunt guild monsters, and they got the 100 mil drop.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, that one. Okay.
So after they got the 100 mil drop, we had enough to support a supply depot, which
Mhm.
actually won us the war because we had to do multiple rebuilds.
Okay. All right. So for those of you who don't know, since Ben brought up the hunting, so gal galleys, if you go out and hunt sea monsters and you sell those loot, those money go directly to your gal funds. So it's actually a very nice way to accumulate gal funds. If you have a gal boat, because you can get a gal boat kind of for free by doing quests, or
You don't even need a gilbo. You can do it on Inferior boat.
oh, that's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, like just sell those loot and go directly into a Gova. And then sometimes, if you get lucky, you get one single drop that worth 100 mil. Which is what happened with Endgame at the beginning, I guess. Thanks to Akoya and Sasuke, and get you started. So that's the funds. So let's get the so fund. The thing about funds is out of the way. Let's talk about picking nodes. So okay, I'm gonna hide the video here for a second. I'm just gonna pause. I'm just gonna pause it, and I'm gonna bring in this particular Excel sheets. For those of you guys that don't know, this is the NA No War reports, brought to you by this guy. This guy updated every day, and it's a very good reference to um I guess picking your node and where do you want to snipe and stuff like that, or what's the node war like in the previous week. Now, for those of you guys that need the link, here's the command right here. Wow, that link is fucking retarded. So, how do I want to start? Okay, so this sheet is pretty straightforward. Um, as you can see, today is what, Tuesday? Yeah. No, sorry, today's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Anyway, so this is this week. So Wednesday, although it finished 49 minutes ago, it still haven't been filled in. It does this indicate how many castle will drop particular day on this particular node today. Okay. So previous week. So for example, on Altar of Argus, there's 5 castle that drop. So 5 gal drop on that particular node. It's a tier 1. It's in Balanos region. It's on Wednesday. 5 gal drop last week on Wednesday, and the winner is minions. Okay, so same thing. So on and so forth. So you can kind of get an idea. So for example, ineditable here, 1 castle means no one dropped against them. So they won the node automatically. So this is kind of like that's essentially what snipe node is. Either you get a node for free because no one contests you for it, or number two, you get a 1v1 or some you get someone that you can handle. So for example, this guy, Umbra Eterna. My English is terrible. I can't read. Anyway, um, so this is I don't see this gal often before. You know what? Let's take a bet. All right. So Control F, find the sheet. One result. So this gal successfully sniped a node. Okay. Literally, like no one contests them. They got a node for free. That's in Medea. Medea tier 1. How much is it worth, Ben?
600K.
K.
Yeah,
600 mil.
600K.
What?
600 mil. My bad. My bad. My bad.
What are you doing?
My bad. My bad.
Okay, so this is the first step. Um, you can get this link right here. By the command is explanation mark no NW. Anyway, now so for example these no owner means it's backtax. So what backtax means is that next week no basically whoever wins the no war this particular node next week. So for example in this Valencia node tier 2 Mooncake won it, so they basically get 2 weeks worth of payout. So let's say Valencia's is like tier 2 is what, 900 mil. That's 900 mil times 2. So if you are snipe guild, you're trying to snipe a node, you don't want to go for a back tax. So be careful when you're looking at this. For example, you're looking for a snipe node for Tuesday. Do not go to Trina Beacon Mount, because you are going to run into T2 guilds trying to get double payouts. So far, so good. Thumbs up. Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. Now, um, so that's currently one. So this is the Excel sheet part of it, and now we're gonna. It's a combination of deciding which node to pick. Is a combination of this particular Excel sheet and go in game. So what happened is I'm gonna open up my game here. I'm just my dude is processing in Valia. So as you can see, do I have the? Okay, so you can see my channel. Great. I'm in Serendia 3 right now. So what happened is in the previous so no war for today is already finished. So means in 7 minutes you can start building for fort for tomorrow. So what you want to do is you need to, for example, I want to go for let's pull the Excel sheet. Pick a area for me, Ben. Random area.
In terms of regions.
Yeah, just regions.
Okay. Pick Medea.
Medea? Okay, let's go to Medea. So let's say I want to snipe. I'm looking for a snipe node. Obviously, you don't want to do it this early. We're doing it now, but just example. All right. So I'm looking at Medea. You need to go to Medea 1. If you don't want to look at Medea nodes, you need to go to Medea 1. If you want to go look at Syrindia nodes, you want to go to Syrindia 1. Or else it will not give you the information you need. Now, let's go to Medea 1. Let me give it a second to change channel. So while we're changing channel, my computer being loaded, uh, what you want to do is generally you want to build as closest to the deadline as possible, which is an hour before nowhere. So it's 8 p.m. EST is the deadline. You need to finish the fort, not the structures, just the fort. You need to finish the fort before 8 p.m. EST, and then no will start at 9 p.m. EST. Okay. Now, so now we are at Medea 1. Just give me a second. Just fucking put it back on processing again. Um, so this cross sort right here, no more information, and then we're gonna look at Medea nodes. And so let's go back to the Excel sheet here. Let's say I wanna look for a tier 1 node. I'm gonna try to snipe a tier 1 node. Let's go to Marnie. Check out information on this three. Sorry, this four. Apparently, I can't count. Four tier 1 nodes. So let's start with Ancient Ruin Exploration Site. Okay. Um, so no word information is up. The big blue arrow means the no words that is going to be competing tomorrow or today, depends on whatever. So you look for Ancient Exploration, which is where? Where am I? Helm post. Ben, I think I'm crazy. I can't find it. Am I looking at the right place? Yo. Oh, sorry. That's why. Okay, so I was looking at fucking Wednesday for some reason. So anyway, let's go for it's gonna be Thursday, so you wanna go to the Thursday column. Don't be like me, I'm retarded, I can't read. Reading's very hard. Go Medea, so you have three options. You have Auto Farm, Helm's Post, and Stonetail Wasteland. So you go in game, set the filter to Thursday, and Auto Farm. So first one on the list is Auto Farm. It has zero castle built. There is no guild that built on this. There's no guild that built the no castle yet. Obviously, because the deadline is still, well, it won't be open until it won't be open for build until for another 4 minutes. So obviously it's gonna be empty. But you can check how many castles are built on this particular location when you are checking for information. So it will be, let's say, two castle means there's already two castle finished building, so you're expecting at least two opponents. Same thing. Helm post tier 1 text benefit tier 1. um you want to check how many castles are built there. And rule of thumb is uh fuck rule of thumb is you want to get it as close to a deadline as possible, but again, building takes time. So what happened is you don't want to build, like, for example, 30 minutes before, because you will never fucking finish your four at that point, right?
Mhm. Even if you have all your workers.
Yeah, so like uh, what you want to do is personally, so what happened is there are people that can, they have a huge, they have, like, let's say 3 4 people with huge um no empire, and they have a lot of worker laying around. They cancel all the tasks and they're gonna build it together, holding hands and shit, and they can finish it under 1 hour, which basically means about, like, one one cycles, one worker cycles they will finish it for, or maybe two, right? And then you build it under 1 hour. But generally, that's not the case. You can't really, finishing a fort under an hour is a lot of stress.
I mean,
Um,
if you have minimum 10 people with full workers ready to go and mats ready to go, then I could see that,
it's
you know?
50. I think it's in total 52 cycles that you need to go through for a fort, because like you got
So 10 people with 5 workers each.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
So
roughly.
what you want to do is it depends on what kind of workers you have at your disposal and how many people are helping you build. So building it last minute, generally I would say an hour and a half is to be safe because that's enough for you to do 2 cycles. Doesn't matter where your worker is at. As long as it's at reasonable distance. Let's say an hour and a half to 2 hours generally is your fort will show up at last minute. So let's say 8 p.m. EST is the deadline. You start building at 6:30. Decide a no by 6:30. Fort goes down at sorry. Decide a no and fort goes down at 6:30. So that an hour and a half is purely just sending worker and finishing the cycle. Okay. Now, um, th- that being said, it's risky building that late because that means a lot of people are also doing the same thing. You remember, you're not the only person trying to. You won't be the only person trying to snipe a node. So when people see there's a zero build at 6:30 or 6 p.m., they're gonna start scouting for location in that node, and by that time, you're gonna have 8 o'clock comes around, 8 p.m. EST comes around, you're gonna have like fucking 4 castles goes up at the same time. So it's actually a little bit risky, but it's definitely doable to build that late. My personal preference is I would go for try aim for to finish the fort around 4 p.m. EST, and I would not go for a zero build. I like go for a one build, so I go for a 1v1 because once you finish your fort, people are already looking at people are just starting to looking for node to snipe, right? So they are looking at, oh, this node already have 2 guilds, so they will automatically exclude you from the list. So potentially you get a 1v1, and you might get lucky. You get someone that is about relatively your size, and unlike some crazy T1 Zerg guild or whatever, because those do exist. Um. Anyways, did I miss anything?
Alliance.
Whoa. What? Oh. What do you?
Alliances.
Oh, Atlas. Anyway, anything you want to add to?
I mean, that's perfectly right. Like, you may get lucky, and then their guild is a snipe guild too. Even if you plan on it being a snipe guild, you should at least show face
Yeah.
with as many people as you can muster. I mean, if you're that young of a guild, you don't need to invest in filler buffs, but if you have money lying around and you don't need it for anything, you should invest in villa buffs and come ready to PvP. I know it's not easy to take down a fort with no siege structures, and vice versa, defend your fort with no siege structures. But if you're gonna spend the money and the time to research a node, you might as well show up. And if they're an empty fort, then you get a free node. So
Mhm. Yeah. So that's essentially how to snipe or pick a node for a gal. How to pick a node for the beginner no war gal that is just trying to enter the no war scene, I guess. Other than that, so there are gals that would like to have they just drop a naked fort because they're on a budget, and there are gal that does full build, so 2 flame tower, a watcha, and what's call it, supply depot, recovery center, etc., etc., etc. Now, um, what do you want to cover next? Do you want to cover the timeline of the No War, or do you want to cover base layouts?
timeline or base layouts?
Mm.
Well, start with just the overall. How long does a node war last? What is your time frame to where you can kill a base in,
I don't
which
know.
is 2 hours.
Well, yeah, the No War is 2 hours.
Yeah, the node war lasts 2 hours from the start.
Yeah.
And the way a node war works is that within that specific zone, every single fort must die for you to take the node.
Yep. And
So
if there's like if it's like not what's gonna call it, if there's multiple 4 up by the 2 hour, by the time that nowhere ended, it's a stalemate. So stalemate means there's no ownership, no one owns this node, so it become a back tax next week, so which is double payout for whoever wins next week. And sometimes there are nodes that became pretty nuts, and like what was the one that we were on, like was it 3 or 4 weeks back tax? Hello?
Which one? The one before?
No, the one that we had to.
7 guilds, the 8 guild one?
No, the one that ended up Snake and
Oh
Metup was on.
shit! Yeah, that was a 3 week.
Was it 3 week? Or was it
Yeah, that was a
four?
3 week.
Fuck, dude. But yeah, it was
Still
interesting.
not as much as a T3. That's the funny part.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's the funny part
They
of it.
they probably just happened to
Memeing
decide to
around.
meet over there to fight. I think that's what it was. But you know, anyway, let's not talk about that yet. This is a few months back. All right, so 2 hours. I guess that's how it works. And base layout. Oh, actually, so timeline of base layout from this point on. What do you think?
Base layout.
Base layout. Okay.
So let's set a budget, right? Young guild don't have much funds. Let's set a budget. I'd say max one flame tower, and these are all old. So in the guild's storage or in the guild shop function, you can buy structures pertaining to Node War and just guild management in general. Those are found by using the NPC function and clicking the guild. Um,
Right here.
the huh?
And go. There you go.
Yeah. So you use that, you check that function or you check that shop and buy only things that say old. Old Hwacha, old Flame Tower, and the ammo for them is called old oil for the or Flame Tower oil for the old Flame Tower, something like that. I forget the name of it, but and same thing, old Shingijun for the old Hwacha. So those ammo are very specific to that one type of structure. So you
Remember,
need
this is a budget build. Budget
budget build,
build. Yeah.
budget build.
Yeah.
So if you get like 100 mil drop from doing sea monster hunting, which you can YouTube, I'm sure there's some good guides on it. Then I would think about actually spending money on expensive structures, but um, the way it works is that those are budget structures, and they do a decent job, right? Like
I
they're not
actually
that.
never used the old flame tower before. Like, have you ever get hit by old flame tower before? Actually,
I don't know.
like how much damage are the difference?
I don't know. I don't know about the damage, but I mean they were okay. Like we won it. We won. We won a
What the
node war with
fuck?
one of them. But
What were you
yeah,
fighting? Okay, I'm not even gonna ask that.
yeah. I mean it happens. Like
Jesus
the
Christ.
thing about it is that you get you got to use what you got to use, right? And
Yeah.
if you don't have money for it, you got to use it. Like so, we spent money on the supply depot and everything else, but we didn't. We did. I think we still have fucking old shit. So the way that works is you buy it from the guild shop, you put ammo in it. I'd say a minimum of 30 per,
Yeah.
and you get one person to man it, and it's just click and shoot. The only thing that's different will be Hwacha. Hwacha is a little different.
Oh, do
Beyond
explain
that,
about Watcha.
it's
I actually never been to Watcha before. Like, fuck, dude. I never been to Watcha before. Is this kind of like the
so
fucking ship cannon?
Hwacha. You ever play? Yeah, it's kind of like a cannon. You ever play like those like coin games where you shoot a coin and you arc it and you're trying to land it into like a certain spot? Like it's the same thing.
Like beer
You have
pong?
a power function, you have an aim function, and a shoot function. That's it.
Okay.
So or I'm sorry, no, there's no power function. You just aim and you can arc it and you shoot in the general area. So
Okay.
if you want to lob it, you lob it. If you want to shoot straight, you shoot straight. Generally, especially in a Hwacha that has lower reload time, you want to maximize your shots.
Okay.
So make sure you're hitting the biggest clump of people as possible.
Hey, something new every day. I never actually got, used the watch up before. Anyway, all right. So generally on a T1, let's just talk about T1 for now. Let's not stray too far. T1, you can
Hmm.
build two flame towers because every tier one, every tier has their own different grid counts. Tier one, you can essentially you have enough grid to build two flame towers, one watcher, one supply depot, one flag, one cannon, and then six, one gate, and six barricades. Okay, so if you let's say you don't have cannon or you don't have flag or whatever, you don't want to spend money on those or whatever reason the no war you don't have cannonballs, so you're not building, I guess the cannon structures. So you can just put more barricades if you want to. But generally, that's how most scales build their tier one if they're doing full build. The grid system doesn't change. That's essentially the structure count that you can have on a tier one. Um, Now, um, let's get into. I'm gonna pull up. This is gonna be great, dude. It's got fucking Bob Ross stream right here. Here's Paint.
Bob Ross.
Are you wait? Do you do you have this fucking stream open or?
Oh no, hold on, let me open it.
Jesus. All right. All right. So, this is the. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, generally, this is a fort. I'm gonna build a fort. What color is fort? Fort is this is a
Make it
fort.
brown, poopy colored.
Cause fort it's built out of bricks. It's gray brick for some reason. It's gonna look like this. Okay. This is an aerial view, guys. Aerial view. I swear
And that's the way that when you're building a base, by the way, you should think about it. I
yeah.
mean, as a new player, you should think about it top
So
down.
what happened is you're gonna see grids, kind of like this, blue herpes. Wait.
So imagine like a pegboard.
Yeah, that's
Your
the word.
structures can go specifically on only certain pegs. All the pegs are different. So the pegboard for every type of structure is different. And as soon as you place it on one of the pegs, it's not nothing is able to go there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
uh,
then red peg me obviously means you can't
yeah.
build there. It could be very number of reasons like rocks, trees, or whatever. Red pegs, and so you can only build on blue. Now, let's say this is a fort. Your fort in the middle. And to think that I'm a graphic designer. In real life, this is fucking terrible. Anyway, all right, okay. So fort in the middle. There's certain range that you can build that you can build your structures around. You can't go too far. You can't too close. Whatever. Now, so first item that you laid down, Ben. What is it?
Obviously the fort.
Shut
But
up, asshole.
beyond that, the Huacha.
The watch it. Okay. So you finish
So
building a fort. You have basically you're laying down structure. The first item you Ben lay down is Watcha, which is most cases most people would start with Watcha. The reason being is Watcha is they can shoot far, but they cannot shoot melee range. But they're a giant fucking bow with thousands of arrows. Like just think about it that way. So they bounces. So they can bounce off rock, they can bounce off your fort, they can bounce off fucking big ass trees. Only big ass trees. Not small trees, big ass trees. So I started Watcha. Um so due to the nature of how Watcha works, you don't want it to be too like you don't want to be too close to other shit, and you also don't want it too far because if it's too far, it's hard to protect your watch out with your flame tower because watch out is the structure that does the most damage to players. So
by
generally,
the way, both of them will give you they will knock back the enemy, The flame tower applies a 30-second DOT, damage over time. The Hwacha also does a knockback and huge damage in an AoE, a bigger AoE than flame tower. But they both do knockback through super. So
I'm joining
make sure you,
Watcha.
yeah.
So this is a Watcha. You want to aim it
I love
outside.
the pegs, man. Fucking Bob Ross.
Here's some arrows. Why did why does it look like pubic hairs? Okay, okay, and this is you in Watcha. We're spending way too much time on this person.
It's
Anyways,
fine. It's good for the memes.
this is here. Okay, okay, I'm done. All right, so watch. What you want to do is think about you can bounce off the fort, and maybe there's trees here, whatever. You can bounce out a tree. Just think about it when before you place down Watcha. But that's just say for the sake of diagrams, whatever. I'm just gonna put it there. Everything's just flat ground. Okay, I'm gonna put it there. So what you want to do is um what you want to do is you want to put a flame tower. He is busy today. Anyway, so you want to put a flame tower to at least minimum of one flame tower to cover your Watcha. So this is a flame tower right here. Wait, why is flame tower black?
That's fine. Flame towers are black.
All right, black it is then. So this is a flame tower. With eyes, and it shoots fire. Okay, so
Wait a minute. Hold on a second, guys.
Spitting fire. Anyway, so rule of thumb, your flame tower has the range of 6 grid. So you look for 6 pegs in between, but you don't want to put exactly 6. Because what happens is if it's exactly 6, you can only reach one side of the things that you want to cover, but not the other side. And it happens way too often, more often than people admit they do. Whatever. So let's say, so what you want to do is you want to have six six grids. Well, I generally like to do 3 to 4 grids from two Watcha and 3 to 4 grid from the tower. So you can cover the tower, you can cover the Watcha, right? And then, um, also, I personally, so that's one flame tower, and let's do another one. Like,
I put that one by itself.
what? Which one? Over here?
The second flame tower. I put quote unquote by itself. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like the Watcher should be able to cover
yeah,
the
that
flame
flame tower.
tower next to you and the separate flame tower, but your second flame tower will not be able to cover the other one.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I
And
know, I
really
know what.
put it in the middle of a choke.
So that's just today. This space is flat ground. We're not talking about. We're not gonna adding the element of terrains.
Rocks
Yeah,
and stuff like
yet
that.
and chokes and stuff, because there are spots that are cancer as fuck that you can work with. So let's put the second Diglett right here. With, and then this spits fire. Okay, let's put it over here. This one's bigger for some reason. Anyway, so also within 3 to 4 grid away from your fort, so you can cover both sides. Now, you want to do. I think I fucked up, to be honest. I didn't fuck up, but it's just gonna be a little bit overlap. So the next item will be, so you want to lay down the rest of your structures according to your defense plans. So here are a defense plan. This this thing, this flame tower number 1, cover Watcha, while your Watcha cover the fucking flame tower, right? and your flame tower, this flame tower cover this. So far, so good. And this thing covers this, right? So
That looks
essentially,
good.
fucking
No, no, not sarcastically. Like this is actually how you should build your base
okay.
because
Go ahead.
Hwacha is if you were gonna prioritize anything besides obviously the node tower itself, even above supply depot, I would prioritize saving Hwacha.
Yeah.
And that may be like controversial. Like some people may not agree with me, but Hwacha is just the strongest thing on the node.
Um. So personally, what I'm thinking is you want to do the rest of your layout according to this. Now, my personal preference is I would put the gate like over probably over like around actually no
I mean, I put it on the southeast side.
southeast
Yeah,
because
I mean,
I'm thinking about supply depot. That's the thing because
right,
my supply depot
right.
will be here
Well,
actually.
then you could put it northeast.
Like so,
So
this is a supply
what a
depot.
gate is, it is a virtually unkillable structure. That structure is built to block chokes, to block cannonballs, and to block people. So it's in effect a huge barricade. That's pretty much unkillable. Even iron barricades, if you smash your head into it enough, they'll die. But a gate, people just ignore, honestly, because there's just no point in trying to kill it. Um, so where I place a gate personally as a base builder is to block cannon shots, and that's just something that needs to be done because cannonballs, maybe on T1s you won't run into them as much, but cannonballs, what is it, 5 shots will take out a Hwacha, 4 shots, and
No,
they can
dude, it's
splash.
like I think it's like 12 or 13. I forgot.
What? Really?
Yeah, I think I don't remember, but it fucking goes down fast,
I
dude.
think it's less than that.
Is it? Fuck, dude. Where's Taco when you need them? Or like our canon team. We need to bring our canon team onto this fucking podcast next time because we keep talking about canon and we're just like, how many
Well,
shots
he's on the boat.
again? Yeah. Okay, wait. Okay, so let's go back to talk about instead of talking about gate, let's talk about supply depot first.
Right.
Personal preference, I will put supply depot like right here. Like I drew this fucking flame tower like too big. Anyway, so it will
Okay. By the way, Taco just responded in guild chat. 8 for the watch and 9 for the flame tower.
eight
So
for the watcher.
9 for the flame tower. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's not that much at all.
Yeah. Okay. So it's eight for watcher, nine for flame tower. Okay. So now let's talk about supply depot. Personally, I'll put supply depot here, but because I fucking fucked up the drawing, that the flame tower is too big now. Where's my freaking thing? I'll put it like here. Where's my brush? Anyway, so I'll put it like here, and essentially what happened is like basically like right 3 to 4 grid away from the flame tower, and Watcha will be able to cover it, but not um being blocked by fort. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking redraw the fort. Like, where would you put? Oh, sorry, I'm gonna redraw the second flame tower. Where would you put the supply depot? Do you agree on that spot?
I'd say it's southeast.
Southeast? You put
Yeah.
that here?
Where hold on, I'm behind. Basically, the south of the Huacha.
Yeah, cause but okay. So basically, what Ben's saying is right here.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second.
And the reason I say that is because when a group or when a contingent hits a base, they have to kill something. If they're playing smart, right? Like they won't split up their damage because nothing will happen. So what happens is they'll focus either the Huacha, either the Flame Tower, either the fort, or the supply depot. So if they focus the supply depot, the Huacha is just gonna kill them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd put it in a place that they have to choose either the supply depot or the Huacha, not both. You know?
Okay. So to give you an idea, Watcha covers this shit, supply depot. Flame tower cover this shit, and again, not too close, four, about 3 to 4 grid away from each other in between structures. We'll explain why in a bit. Flame tower cover this, and while Watcha be able to cover this way. So they kind of cover each other right here. So this is essentially the relationship between Watcha Flame Tower number 2 and Supply Depot. Now, I need more room down here. My god, I did not plan this properly. Anyway, so gate. So next thing will be I personally will lay down gate. So gate will be here. You know what? I need to change the color. Essentially blocking the Watcha and potentially
Why is everything so phallic?
what?
Why is everything so phallic?
Why?
Everything's shaped like a dick, dude.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
This is normal. Okay. Uh, this is what a gay look like. How does this shape
yeah,
like a dick? What are you talking about?
no, not the game. I was talking about everything else, but yeah.
So this is a gate. So what what you can do with the watcher is it is near the watcher. So what happens is you can bounce the watcher. So bounce the watcher off the gate. So when the people are milling your watcher, the watcher be able to defend themselves. Either bounce off the floor or bounce off the gate, while it cover half of the access point to your supply depot. This is a supply depot for those of you who just came in. Um, so, and then Flame Tower again kind of cover this particular choke. If they want to come in, they're gonna eat the Flame Tower in the face. Okay. So far, so good. Agree, Ben?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I agree with that.
All right. So now next structure. So we have watch out to Flame Tower, Supply Depot, and we have the gate. So the next one will be let's see. So we have the flag, the cannons, and six barricades left. Am I missing? Oh yeah, and recovery centers. So what happened is flag and cannon structures. These two structures are very tanky. They're not easy to be taken down, and so they can essentially they become kind of a last priority. So essentially next on the list will be your three recovery center. Now three recovery centers. So for example, you want to put this is my personal preference. What's recovery center? Yellow. Yeah, I'm gonna go with yellow. Now, too hard to see. Okay, so let's say I will put a recovery. Personally, I will put a recovery center here.
And don't make the mistake of putting all three of them together, please God.
Yeah, so basically, when you put it together, people can just AoE in down. This is a very beautiful recovery center, by the way.
And Rico's are beyond by far the squishiest structure.
They're
In the
also
entire
very
world.
fast to rebuild.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so 3 to 4 grids away from your flame tower, and yeah, covered by one flame tower, good enough. And then build another one here, I guess. Usually, I would, but again, it's kind of tight right now because my drawing's retarded. 3 to 4 grid. So essentially, the idea is think about how big an AOE is. You want the AOE to be able to hit only one structure, maybe maximum two structure at a time. Never ever, if you build it too tight, people can do one AOE and hit like 3 or 4 of your structure, you're doing it wrong. And not just your AOE from skills, we're talking about AOE from cannons as well. Cannons have AOE. Now, that's why you can space this out and make this closer to a flame tower. We can probably move we need to move the fort a little. This fort is retarded. Anyway, I'm gonna put it right here. Now this is the actual fort. Sorry. Um, now, um, this way your watcha is not being line of sight by your fort. Oh, sorry. This recovery center is not being line of sight by your fort. From your watcha. Flame tower be able to cover this, etc. This flame tower cover this. Where usually I sometimes do this. When I'm out of spots, I will put recovery centers out here. and use it as a bait. Why? Um, People see recovery center. Recovery center is actually pretty high on the priority list to kill.
Yeah.
If you put it out there, people are gonna jump it. When they jump it, that's the time they spend on it is less time on your defense, right? But then your defense is basically free to spray them. And because of there's only 6 barricades that is allowed when you're doing this particular T1 build or you're doing full build on T1, what you want to do is you can only use your barricade, kind of use it as a kind of like a strategic. I can't pronounce that word. Help me, Ben.
Strategic.
There you go. Thank you. Um, a way to use this 6 barricade because you can't use 6 barricade to wall off one side. That just doesn't happen. That's just not enough to work with. So what I personally like to do is I put one. I'm gonna put a blue herpes here. So one grid away from the what's my call it the I leave one grid in middle, and then I put a barricade right out here, and I put another barricade that's linked like kind of like this. So 2 barricades, and then essentially leave a little bit of space in the middle. So what happened is when people comes in, for example, this is fucking Ben with he's his crescent blade, whatever, and he dashes in. He's AoE. He cannot reach. If he's outside a barricade, you don't want the melee character's range be able to reach the Rico. So what needs to happen is a lot of melee people will need to either go in here or go in here and insert themselves either in between the barricades, like right here or right here. So what happened is when Flame Tower shoots them, they get. Remember we said Flame Tower gets knocked back. They get stuck. So it's harder for them to escape. Either they need to move. They cannot just, for example, they need to figure out a way to basically move out of this trap and while getting pushed back at the same time. So sometimes I use Rico this way. Does that make sense? At least for you, Ben?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So I use it as a bait sometimes, but not all the time. Depends on the situation and terrain around the base. Generally, this is supposedly the traditional way, which is this side. Traditional way of building Rico. You get it covered by a minimum 1 siege versus or 1 to 2 siege, and then kind of just keep them safe. Okay. Now you have 3 Ricos. All 3 Ricos are down. We have 2 barricades here. We have 4 more barricades and a flag and a cannon. So let's do flag. Flag and cannon, literally you can go anywhere. Anywhere that is, it's tanky enough you can fucking use it as one of the barricade if you really wanted to. But remember, flag. Sorry, not flag. Cannon. Was it flag or cannon that's tall?
What do you mean tall?
Taller. I remember one of. I'm pretty sure it's a cannon.
Flag is taller.
Flag
no,
is
no,
taller.
no, no. The cannon obs is taller.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So cannon up.
Flag gets skinnier at the top.
So the reason why I said that is if you put, remember, let's say I put a fucking cannon up right here. So this is a cannon up. Um, this is a cannon. Okay, this is a cannon up. If it's too tall, you're gonna block your watcha. Certain angle watcha. So you don't want to put it at places that inconvenient your watcha.
Yeah.
Flame tower, however, can shoot through them. So you can. So you know what? That's Flame tower can shoot through barricades, shoot through buildings or whatever. As long as it's within 6 grid, they'll hit it. Okay. So what I personally would do for this particular layout, I will put the cannon right here. Actually, sorry, like a little bit over here. So it's not too close to Watcher, not too close to a fucking supply depot, at this to be AOE down at the same time, but basically just enough out of the way, and or you can just serve it like use it as just throw it whatever you have spot. I don't know what I'm drawing right now. This is a cannon observatory.
And even on tier 1, I probably wouldn't put down a flag.
You wouldn't do flag
Yeah, I'd prioritize something else.
like barricades on tier 1. What if
Even then, like, let's say like you're a tier 1 guild and you're just starting out.
Mm-hmm.
Like flag, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it depends on no zone. On
Yeah,
Balno's
that's
not
true.
really. Balno's not really. But let's say
Yeah.
um Bragi Den.
Calpheon, yeah, Baragi Den.
Fuck, dude,
Yeah.
that thing north of south is huge, dude. Like it's huge area to cover. You want like
So adjusting that, you depends. You have to. So you press M in the top right. You filter by the node board info, and then you click on your node, and you'll be able to see the zone. If it's not that big, or it's square, it's not oblong. I wouldn't. I'd probably focus on barricades because you want to save your money and you want to focus on things that matter. One of them being barricades because barricades can save you a war if you
yeah.
upgrade them. Which, by
So
the way, is 30 iron ink, 15 copper shards.
yes. So Bragi Den, this is the no zone area that we're talking about because this is a very there are a few common base placement around at the very south tip, and there are common placements all the way up north. Your group time is gonna take forever. You have flag, and you're gonna save your life. But then on the other hand, no war zone like this motherfucker, everything is flat right here, right here. Everything is flat. You can from run here to here, like my grandma can finish that within like 3 seconds, like easy. Maybe you don't really need a flag. Now, um, that's for sake of argument. Let's do. I'm just gonna put a flag down. So again, you can put it anywhere. So as long as it's not in the way. So I'm just gonna put it right here. And again, it's tanky as fuck. And as long as it's not blocking the line of sight or whatever, it's fine. You can put it anywhere else. So there's your flag. Anyway, so we got 4 more barricades. So here are the options. Depends on what terrains you're working with. So sometimes I will put barricade here and do the same thing here, and then maybe barricade here because supply depot is pretty important. So you kind of want to do the same thing, like kind of trap them off a little, right? And then if they want to come in and try to bypass your flame tower, at least you can dig them, try to stuck them between the barricade and the supply depot, etc. So essentially, this is base placement in a nutshell. Of course, if you with terrains in mind, it could be built against a freaking mountain, and like for example, this is a mountain here, right? And then just there's some trees on top of a mountain. Yeah. Okay. Nothing? Fuck you, Ben.
Sorry, what?
Fuck you. Anyway. Alright. Anything else I missed?
Maybe just put like X's for barricades.
What? I already put down all the
Yeah.
barricades. There's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, those are. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Alright. So let's say if you don't want a fucking flag, you can,
Oh, now I just saw the.
I hate you so much. This is a beautiful base, guys.
Fucking stream delay.
Anyway, anything else I missed? In terms of
I
base
think that's
placement?
it.
Yeah.
And I mean, use this to talk about how you would approach a base, attacking a base.
Yes. It goes both ways. And again, no base is ever perfect. There's always a weak point because terrain is a bitch, And a lot of time it looks great, but when you actually start placing down structures, you're gonna find that one single rock that fuck your whole thing up. So, um, yeah, man, like you can always find that weakness in every single base. And think about it: if today you build this base, what do you have in mind? And today you're dealing with this base, what your enemy will be thinking, etc. Okay. Uh, all right. So I guess that sums up base placement pretty much. Anything else before we move on?
Mm,
No. Okay.
mm.
Um. So actually, what do you want to do? You do you want to talk about rather talk about timeline? We can talk about timeline next week, and we can just stop here for tonight because we did go gone about an hour so far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this is. I mean, if everybody, please, please, please screenshot this because this is fucking A plus. And as even being 100% serious, this is how you build a fort. Like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing else to say, but this is literally how you build a fort. Although it may look like Bob Ross went crazy, but this is how you build a fort. So you should always, always, always follow those rules.
Yeah. So in tier two, obviously grid system is different. You will be able to build four recos, two cannon ops if you want to. And or just one cannon ops with more barricades. So that's when you can really like start getting like pretty annoying with your barricades if you want to, tier two. Or even then, like let's say you don't want cannon, you don't want flag, it's gonna give you a lot more room for to put down barricades as well. Cause yeah. Anyway, all right. So that's about it for today. Next week, we are gonna cover, I guess, no war timelines. So just a little bit, like what to expect at the first, for example, 30-minute, or what should happen in the first, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15, and 30. And then what should your guild members be doing? What should you expect enemy be doing? So on and so forth. So next week, same time, and yeah, we gonna continue on this. I guess will be more like intro to No War 101. Okay,
Sounds good.
sounds good. All right, so my name is Bloody Karma from Endgame,
I'm Ben from Endgame.
and today we don't have Panda. The motherfucker is single. His Zerker and uh, on a fidget spinner. So yeah, he's still looking. Just saying.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, man. See you guys next week, same time, Wednesday, 11:30 EST. Catch you guys next week.